the heart of Wisconsin. Valley Sports Wisconsin, the heart of the fan.
Welcome to Brewers Live, presented by Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin. Brew Crew, the Angels, finishing up their series here this afternoon. And just enough of the rain holding off for a little tailgating action outside American Family Field here. It's been a really good series so far. If you're a Brewer fan, if you're an Angels fan, different story. But we're covering the Brewers here. That's what we're doing. All right. It's the Sunday series finale. We've got a great finish in store as the crew looks for their third sweep of an opponent on the young season, but it won't come easy with a star-studded Halos lineup. We will conclude the first month of the Major League season after today's game, and we already know the Brewers are a contender, but how have they contended with the new baseball rules? And today, Tilt features starting pitcher Colin Ray, who's looking for his first victory on the season as he holds together the fifth spot in the rotation until the staff gets a little bit healthier. We're at the Gerber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Craig Kishon and Tim Dillard on board, and the Brewers in prime position here. It's been a nice long homestand, one of the longest of the year for Milwaukee. A sweep today makes it a winner, though, but a tall task against this Angels team. They've done a good job so far.
Yeah, and think of the fun we would have if they pull off the supermarket sweep. But I just want to say, you know, it's been a privilege watching this series, watching this team with you. We watched this game, and it's a Brewers team that's not just trying to win and die by the home run. We are seeing a team playing real baseball, smart baseball, a very well-rounded club. It's been an exciting adventure this first month.
I like the word privilege.
Yeah, hashtag blessed.
I like that indeed. Let's take a look at how we got here. First two games of the series on Friday night, a tight one, a 2-1 Brewer victory. Willie Adames with the home run early in the game, and then after the Angels tied things up, the Brewers go to work in the 8th inning.
Contreras single, and then it was a Brasso single up the middle, and then after a couple of outs, here comes Tellez, who was 1 for 11 against lefties coming into this game and ends up getting the base hit. That was the difference maker. Tellez heating up.
All right, so the Brewers take game one. Then last night they have a 7-1 lead that they mount for their pitcher, Corbin Burns, who ended up getting the win behind 6 strong innings, only gave up 1 earned run there. And the crew building that lead, thankfully, before Trout's 2 home runs late in the game.
Yeah, before Trout decided he was going to change the entire game. And you know what? It came down to a double from Contreras, and then Winker off the bench. How much you bench? Jesse Winker, 0-2 count, shoots the ball opposite field. We saw him out here doing early work today. That right there is the big moments that he's looking for. He had a lot of them early on, and then he kind of slowed down but picked up. That was a huge, huge knock off the bench for Jesse Winker.
He had a great job by Strzelecki and Devin Williams coming in late. Didn't figure maybe they'd be pitching in a 7-1 game as late as this one was, but they were needed, and the Brewers now 18-9 on the season. We did see a little bit of umpire, batter, pitch clock, quick pitch. A lot of things going on yesterday in the 6th inning, but quickly Craig Counsell ejected, and then Willie Adames ejected as well. And we're going to talk more about the first month of the season and some new rules, but this was a big one last night.
Well, sometimes you work too fast, you're penalized. You work too slow, you're penalized. You have a disagreement, you're penalized. Manfred's Goldilocks situation that he's created here, and Adames thought, you know, maybe Berea acted too fast or something. Then he tried to call time, and then the umpire calls a ball a strike, and then all of a sudden the umpire says you're not in the box by 8 seconds, engaging with the pitcher, so I'm going to call a ball on you. You can't even talk to the umpire without him ringing you up on a strike. It didn't sit well. Counsell, good for Counsell to come in and step up for his star shortstop.
Yep, he ends up getting ejected here in this one. And then Willie Adames, after he struck out, after he got back in there, also gets ejected right here. His first career ejection for Willie Adames, who's usually pretty mild-mannered. Here is Craig Counsell now explaining what happened and the frustration on the Brewers side.
You know, he stepped out on that pitch, and Adam suggested that he didn't call timeout. So I didn't. You know, I kind of got that, why there was but the pitch was a ball, first of all, that was called a strike. And then, you know, then there was a conversation happening And when that conversation's happening, I think the clock should just be, the umpire he gives this signal, and while a conversation's happening, that's what should happen.
All right, so obviously, first of all, and we've talked about this a little bit, the home plate umpires with the new rules have a lot more on their plate, if you will, trying to manage and negotiate their way and navigate their way through things. But the strike zone was so off, it was almost laughable at certain points.
Yeah, well, there was a lot of strikeouts looking in this game. Both dugouts were chirping, batters were chirping. For whatever reason, you can't even have a conversation with an umpire. Just everything that's created, and it's called feel. In the game, you call it feel. And the umpire last night in the Willy Adames situation had zero feel at that at-bat. Took 2 strikes away from one of the best hitters in this lineup with the power that could have been a difference maker. That could have changed the game in the wrong direction for the Brewers if the bullpen hadn't stepped up with Strzelecki and Williams. But right there, the umpire shouldn't be doing that in any case.
Well, it was I say laughable. It's also frustrating. I mean, let's face it, a lot of frustrations going on in the middle of that one as well. Let's go up to the booth right now and catch up with Jeff Levering and Bill Schroeder to talk more about maybe this incident and maybe the first month of the baseball season, guys. There's been a lot going on. Pace of game has obviously picked up. That's been a real positive thing. But just to get your thoughts maybe on the first month of the baseball season and how things have been going in that regard.
Yeah, it's hard to believe we've already played a month worth of the season, and Rock, there were a lot of question marks going into the season about the defensive shifting restrictions, the size of the bases, but we all knew the tempo was going to increase, and that's what we've seen, almost a half an hour quicker games this year so far.
A half an hour quicker game times. I mean, it's one thing to have a long game, but when you eliminate a lot of the dead time, which baseball has been able to do, it has been really good. I mean, the average game time last year, 3:04. I don't think that's the case for Brewer games. I mean, we'd have taken a 3 hour and 4 minute game, but now it's like 2:36. Amazing stuff. And again, you've seen a lot of action. Stolen base attempts are up. It's not like there's a lot of balls in play that are getting more base hits. I mean, 7 points is not a lot, but with the shifting, I think what has happened is left-handed hitters have benefited, because with left-handed hitters, you used to have a guy in the short right field taking away a lot of those base hits. Left-handers with balls in play on the ground are hitting 25 points higher than they did a year ago, and that's what baseball was trying to do. Try to get more contact-oriented game going, stolen bases, aggressive base running, and I think they've accomplished that. I think these rule changes have been terrific.
Yeah, it's a drastic change just at the balls in play for left-handed hitters. Think about the 8th inning in game number 1 of this series. Rowdy Tellez gets that go-ahead single in the 8th inning. That's probably not a hit with last year's shifts, guys.
Yep, we'll take it. Good stuff there. And obviously, as the season goes along here, we're a lot more used to what we've seen from spring training to this. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest changes that I'm for. I mean, I love the pace of play as a broadcaster, as a pitcher. If you're a starting pitcher, you throw 100 pitches, and 90 of your pitches are going to fall in that realm. But there's 10 pitches and 5 pitches where you just need a few more seconds. But I really like the shift restrictions. It is real. It is spectacular. And they gave baseball 10 years to figure out how to hit away from the shift. Batters couldn't do it, refused to do it. MLB steps in. There's more action. You see double plays going up. It's a quicker game. I do enjoy it. It wouldn't have affected me as a pitcher because I work super fast, just like I talk on this show. So I enjoy the rules. They're good.
You're the Wade Miley version of the program.
Exactly. Let's get this thing going.
All right. Let's tell you what, the other thing about the first month of the baseball season, where the Brewers stand here right now. Second place in the National League Central Division. Hard to believe after an 18-9 start, but the Pirates, the surprise team, maybe with Tampa and all of baseball, but when you think about this is the division standings. These are also the top 2 teams record-wise in the entire National League, by the way.
The Pirates on the top? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. No, we knew they were going to be good, and they're doing it without O'Neal Cruz, too, who is injured. But they also have McCutchen, and their pitchers, their starters throwing more innings than anyone. They got more quality starts than anyone. They pulled off a sweep on a doubleheader yesterday. The Pirates have been fantastic. Underperforming, the Cardinals. The Cardinals haven't done much. you know, and the Brewers, they thought they were going to, you know, come in and just mow everyone down, and the Cardinals are going to be the ones to beat. The Pirates have come out of nowhere, but two really good teams at the top of the NL Central.
All right, the Brew Crew at 18-9, and a good month to start things out. They're adjusting to each other. They're also overcoming some injuries here right now as well, but we're going to talk more about the first month of the baseball season. It's going to be in the books after today's game, May 1st, turning the calendar already tomorrow. Let's bring in Sophia Minnaert to talk more about that. You had a chance to catch up with General Manager Matt Arnold about a few topics, Sophia.
Yeah, a little State of the Union with General Manager Matt Arnold as we wrap up April here. You guys mentioned the record, sitting second in the standings, and that's pretty good in terms of looking at the Brewers franchise history. Only the 1987 team, of course, team streak, and the 2004 team had more than 18 wins in the month of April. So they've got a shot to add to that total here today and get the series sweep. But overall, the numbers are pretty positive for the Brewers in April, record aside. They're averaging 4.7 runs per game. That's in the top 5 for the National League. The pitching has been as good as advertised as a team earned run average. They've got a 342. The starting pitchers are just a little bit above that. They're third best in the National League. And how about the bullpen? For all the questions that were around that group with the turnover and a lot of new faces, they come in here at the end of April with the lowest earned run average across the National League, just 3 runs per game. That's, of course, led by Devin Williams, the all-star closer. So a lot of positives here, and they've overcome some injuries. Of course, Brandon Woodruff at the top of that list, Garrett Mitchell with the shoulder injury. So Matt weighed in on just kind of overall what he likes about the club right now and maybe how they can keep this going despite some of the adversity they faced.
These guys are in a really good spot. There's great, we have a great culture going right now. I think the guys are feeling good together. Also, you know, we've overcome a lot of injuries, I think, this month. Credit to our depth, credit to our coaches, credit to the players that have stepped up. But yeah, it feels like we're in a really good spot so far. We thought our defense was going to be a strength, but it really has stepped up, I think, across the board. Matt Erickson and the guys do a really good job preparing. Our defenders, I think, have really stepped up. They've insulated our pitching in a great way. Obviously, we've seen highlight plays every night from different spots, particularly in center field again last night. Joey Weimer continues to do a great job there. So I would say, yeah, the defense has really been something that's been maybe not a surprise, but something that has continued to improve and get better this season, for sure.
All right, Craig, so the Brewers performing very well in all phases, as you heard from Matt Arnold. And an update for you on Brandon Woodruff. Remember, he had that second MRI done 2 weeks later after that initial MRI on the right shoulder. And Matt Arnold told us that everything came out overall very positive for him. Nothing more revealed from that MRI. And so Woodruff is going to move forward with his rehab program. So it'll be plyometrics, the throwing program, get him built up again. They are going to be cautious just because it's the first time he's ever had an arm injury in his career. But the tentative timeline, if he doesn't have any setbacks, is that he could rejoin the rotation at the end of June. So that's the big arm that's missing, of course. Your all-star, one of your aces, and Brandon Woodruff, and Colin Ray has taken his spot in the rotation here. Adrian Hauser has rejoined the team. He's likely going to be activated here on the road trip. He has stretched out as a starter as well. So we'll see what kind of role they have for Adrian Hauser. But again, the depth has been tested, but so far they've answered it pretty well.
I like the game plan. It had to be formulated for Brandon Woodruff, and hopefully that's going to be on target. We'll continue to track that. Thanks, Sophia. All right, plenty more to come here as we get you set for Game 3 of the series between the Angels and your Brew Crew. Milwaukee going for that sweep. We've got today's lineups in the crucial game that puts a winning homestand up for grabs. So far, it's been filled with great pitching and timely hitting. We'll see who's in for a big win. This team continues to flash the leather and play some tremendous defense behind terrific pitching. It's all adding up to some monumental victories. Plus, Colin Ray toes the rubber for the Crew, looking to record his...
Most rules are rigid. 3 strikes, you're out.
Starting pitching staff.
It's time for MLB Pitch, Hit, and Run, the official youth skills competition, Major League Baseball. You can host a local event and give kids in your community a chance to compete in the 2023 Pitch, Hit, and Run Finals at the World Series. Sign up for free at pitchhitrun.com.
See it. feel it.
I can't wait for this game to start.
He took a home run away.
Live it.
That is as good as it gets.
The big plays.
The beauty of sports is when the hero comes through.
Yeah, the tense moments.
We have an update we must show you.
Done it again.
With live look-ins, highlights, and breakdowns.
The fun thing is to watch the cat and mouse game.
MLB Tonight on MLB Network.
Fletcher here alongside Joshua Perry. JP, the NFL draft is underway, so first round impressions.
Yeah, I think the Texans won the first round. I mean, after all the speculation of what they were going to do with their pick, they drafted C.J. Stroud with pick number 2, and then they traded up to get pick number 3. Will Anderson, best player available. That's a good draft right
So much chaos on the first day of the draft. We're going to talk more topics like this right here on The Rally. You can catch it Monday on your local Valley Sports Network.
Brewers Live on Valley Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin. And by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. All right, fun and games outside American Family Field before today's game. A little tailgate in action. And enjoying a beverage or two as well along the way. Time now for the Freighter injury report. And another quick update on Adrian Hauser. He made his last rehab start at AAA on Friday. Things progressively going very well for him, and he's back with the big league club now, as Sophia mentioned, and I'm sure there'll be a game plan announced for his return to the roster here in the upcoming days. Back at the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports has Prekishan and Tim Dillard on board. And good news there, Tim. Now let's get into starting pitching here for today's game as the Brewers go for the sweep. It's going to be Colin Ray on the hill for Milwaukee against Jose Suarez of the Angels here. He was rocked for 5 home runs in his last start on Monday against Oakland. He's given up 19 earned runs on 29 hits in just under 17 innings of work, while Ray was hurt by a lack of command in his last start, giving up 4 runs on 5 hits and 4 walks over 5 innings and a 4-2 loss to the Tigers on Monday. Menard's tools to win, simple for him if he can step up here at least one more time.
Yeah, this is a big game. Brewers have a chance to pull out the Swiffer wet jet on the Angels, and he was stellar against the Padres. He just was, and against Seattle, he just had a bad 3rd inning, and last week against the Tigres, it was walks and a home run in the 3rd inning. He's given up 9 runs on the season, 6 of those in the 3rd inning. So what does that mean? He's got to figure out a plan for the next time around with these hitters, the second at bat when they come back around. And one thing I found is the fastball. They're hitting really good. The fastball, 364 against Colin Ray. So for him, I think he needs to start adding the sinker and the cutter even more, and take a plan out of Burns' page yesterday of just the combination of cutter and breaking ball. That right there was the difference maker for Burns, of getting swings and misses and weak contact. I think we're going to see that. His ground ball percentage is up over 50% like Burns, so very similar here. So I hope he was watching close and kind of mixes in the cutter and the breaking ball combo.
There's Colin Ray out in the bullpen. You saw William Contreras as well, so they're out there prepping for today's start. The 32-year-old has never faced the Angels. Neither did Corbin Burns yesterday, and he got the win. We shall see. A winning homestand up for grabs. Today's lineups are on the way.
Imagine an entire channel dedicated to taking you to the most exciting moments in baseball as they happen.
It's gone!
With live look-ins to clutch at bats.
A walk-off slam!
And players on the edge of making history.
This could be it! 62!
It's the best seat in the house at every ballpark. All commercial-free.
Can you believe it?
MLB Network Strike Zone. Wednesdays and Fridays, all season long. Sunday, on the next episode of MLB's Carded, join Greg Amsinger for a look at all things cardboard, from vintage to modern. We've got it covered. MLB's Carded, Sunday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network. This is Chris Bryant. This is Christopher Russo. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Chris Bryant plays hard so he doesn't end up here. High Heat with Christopher Russo, helping players play harder on MLB Network.
Valley Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by the Wisconsin Lottery, reminding you to please play responsibly. And by the Chocolate Factory, online ordering and curbside service available on our website. This guy's got it down. He's finished the beer, get it out of the koozie, flush the can.
That's good.
It's all about recycling. And then he's going to reload here. I know he is. I mean, this is just the Wisconsin way, isn't it? Long time before first pitch. See? The reload.
They didn't even know the camera was there. They're just minding their own business.
It's just amazing. We have Snoop cams. Where's Ned Yost when you need him? All right, let's take a look at the Angels batting order here. One guy to keep track of because he really gave a scare into Brewer pitching yesterday was Mike Trout. His last two at-bats hit two-run home runs. That's the first time in his career he hit consecutive home runs in innings in a single game. So think about all the things that he's accomplished.
My goodness.
Just got another one here yesterday. All right, Brewers lineup looks like this. A little different. Christian Yelich not in the lineup today. He gets the day off. So Mike Brotzout back at third base will be the leadoff batter for Milwaukee. And then Adames Contreras, Anderson and right. He'll back cleanup. Tellez back at first base. Boyd will be the DH. Owen Miller at second again. Joey Weimer in center. And Blake Perkins gets the start in left field. All right, matinee baseball featuring Willie and Williams. We'll explain.
Save today.
Most baseball rules are rigid. 3 strikes, you're out. 3 outs, the inning is over. So, quick question. What's going on with these rule changes? When Major League Baseball heard from you, the fan, some bright minds got together and thought about ways to improve game pace, create safer plays on the base paths, and return the game to its more traditional alignment. You spoke, and MLB listened. Learn more with Quick Question, an MLB original.
Keep up with every team on MLB Network wherever you go. Just download the MLB app, click MLB Network, and sign in with your TV provider info. Then watch MLB Network all day, every day, your way. Imagine an entire channel dedicated to taking you to the most exciting moments in baseball as they happen.
It's gone!
With live look-ins to clutch at bats.
A walk-off slam!
And players on the edge of making history.
This could be it! 62!
It's the best seat in the house at every ballpark. All commercial-free.
Can you believe it?
MLB Network Strike Zone. Wednesdays and Fridays, all season long.
Bob on Valley Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin. By Wendy's, open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And by Digger's Hotline. Call 811 or visit Digger's Hotline 3 business days before any yard projects. A lot of kids in the house. A lot of Angels fans made the trip to Milwaukee here this weekend. And thank goodness we've got the roof, because it's been one of those weather-type weekends here. Bullpen standouts has been really good, too, in this series, and the homestand. And it's almost like you can throw a dart at any one of these guys, and they've done an unbelievable job.
I wonder if Craig Counsell sometimes just closes his eyes and points to which name is going to run out of that bullpen. They've been stellar. Peter Strzelecki only giving up 1 run. ERA .66. That is unbelievable, except for Devin Williams has a 0. Hobie Milner coming in with people on base. 13 inherited runners, only 3 have scored. Best in baseball.
And the defense behind him, Tim, it's becoming something that we're looking forward to almost every show and every post-game show. It's what the defense has been able to do behind that good pitching.
We heard Matt Arnold earlier talking about they knew it was going to be good. Listen, this is a stellar defense. Game-changing, season-changing defense is what we're witnessing, and it's just absolute amazing plays all around the board. This pitching staff is well aware, so they just, hey, let's pitch to contact and let these boys play. It has been a pleasure to watch these guys run around the outfield and suck everything up on the infield.
Yep, indeed. And a lot of people were saying after that Weimer diving catch yesterday, hey, it was Robin Yount saving the no-hitter back in '87. You probably don't remember '87, do you?
Yeah, I was.
You've seen the highlights.
I was 4.
Well, they came to see Trout and Ohtani as well in this one, and the Brew Crew winning games. They'll try to get another one coming up here. Jeff Rock and Sophia meet you on the other side as we get closer to first pitch.
Decisions about your health are important, so you need to
Your teams, the heart of Wisconsin. Valley Sports Wisconsin, the heart of the fan.
Brewers baseball is presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. We play to win. One final beer bath for the old sausages on this homestand as the Brewers and the Angels wrap up this 3-game series, and the 9-game homestand for the Crew will win, and they would have a winning homestand as well. Best records in Major League Baseball: Tampa Bay, they are running white hot at 23-5. The Pirates have won 11 of their last 12. And there are the Brewers tied with the Braves for the 3rd best record in Major League Baseball. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to American Family Field with Bill Schroeder and Sophia Minter. Jeff Levering with you. Thanks for being with us this Sunday afternoon. And Rock, the Brewers have won 3 straight ball games, a finale against the Tigers and the first 2 of the series against the Angels. And it hasn't been one guy. It's a balanced offensive approach.
Balanced offensive approach. They're still hitting their home runs, but they've been opportunistic when they're able to get on base. This 3-game winning streak, it's been something to watch. I mean, everybody up and down that batting order has been able to get it done. Rowdy Tellez with a big base hit a couple of days ago, but you know, it doesn't really seem to matter who Craig Counsell installs into that starting lineup. We all seem to be getting it done. Yesterday in particular, the bottom 3 in the batting order on base 6 times. They had 4 runs scored, 4 of the 7th, then drove in a couple of runs. The Brewers have been much better against left-handed starters. 5-2 this year, 2-0 in this series. And it's been amazing. Only 13 hits for the Brewers in the last couple of games against the Angels. They've also walked 8 times, so they've been getting on base and coming up with the big hits, particularly good with 2 strikes and 2 outs.
Yeah, they're facing another left-hander this afternoon, too. Let's bring in Sophia Minter. And listen, the co-hitting coaches, Ozzie Timmons and Connor Dawson, they've been preaching this since day number 1. Do damage 1 through 9 in the starting lineup.
And that's it. That's damage 1 through 9, and it takes the whole lineup, and they've been using the depth of this roster to have that balanced offensive approach, and they've certainly utilized that with the matchups. You guys mentioned the 33 home runs for them. That's top 10 in the National League. Not as home run reliant as they maybe have been in the past, but 10 different players contributing to that home run total, and overall they're scoring 4.7 runs per game. That's 6th best in the National League. The 33 home runs, the OPS is over 700. So overall, that balanced approach is helping them, and even the 2-strike approach has been very consistent. Here's what Ozzie Timmons had to say about that mindset and just relying on the guy in front of you and the guy behind you to take care of business in the lineup.
9 versus 1. So 9 batters versus 1 pitcher. So each batter has a strength. Use your strength to put more pressure on this pitcher. If we can do that and put that pressure on the pitcher 1 through 9, it makes our job a little easier as hitters. So we have 9 good at bats against 1 pitcher. Next thing you know, that pitcher's out the game. Do the same thing to the next pitcher. But now you're creating runs by doing little things to get back to your boppers instead of relying on the home run all the time.
The Brewers have an opportunity to go for the series sweep here on Sunday afternoon to cap off a 9-game homestand. Colin Ray takes them out, his 4th start for Milwaukee and his 2nd start here at American Family Field. It's all coming up. Brewers and Angels next.
When it's about to go down,
This is the story of the night.
MLB Tonight takes you there.
62! How about that?
Big moments, big reactions, and big interviews. Every night, only on MLB Network's MLB Tonight. The next generation of baseball has arrived.
And I am here for it.
Keep an eye on the new faces of baseball on Off Base, the modern baseball show for the modern baseball fan.
It's all about things you haven't seen before.
Only on MLB Network.
Aaron Judge, he's done it! 62!
To get to 62, you got to go back to 61. 1961, 161st Street, game 161. 61 degrees, number 9 hits 61. 61 years later, in game 161, number 99 hits 62. The night the Yankees go 99, and yeah, 62.
Baseball on Valley Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. By Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by your local Chevy dealer. Brewers set to wrap up their longest homestand of the regular season. A win would guarantee a winning homestand as well, as Jose Suarez makes a start for the Angels. Roughed up his last time out against the Oakland A's. Colin Ray looks to get the win against the Halos here this afternoon. Well, Colin Ray is certainly going to have his hands full. He's got the two superstars, Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani. They are hitting in the 2 and 3 spots. Trout 2 home runs, drove in 5 last night. Ohtani 4 hits in this series. Colin Ray going to try and keep both in the ballpark as the Brewers look to sweep Trout, Ohtani, and the Halos. Brewers hitting the road after the ball game today. See if they can get a win under their belts before they head to Denver. First pitch coming up next.
We love going to games, but good seats get pricey. So we use Game Time. Game Time checks ticket prices in real time and finds you all the best last-minute deals. We got our seats 20 minutes ago for 60% off. Last-minute tickets at the best price in seconds. Download Game Time now.
To get your best night's sleep, you need to sleep in something extraordinary. Woven with a silky softness unlike any other. From organic threads that are slow spun and finished in flame. Made from an ingredient so rare, less than 1% of the world's cotton meets our quality. It's the most extraordinary fabric ever made. Only from Boll and Branch.
I was pretty much going to be bald by the time I was 30.
Took a mirror to the back. I was like, oh, wow, my hair is thinning.
My confidence was gone until I started using Hims. I went to the Hims website.
And asked a few medical history questions. I could do it from anywhere. My prescription shipped to my door.
I never expected to have this much hair in my 50s.
There's a product out there that actually works.
I feel very confident. Start your free online visit today at forhims.com.
We're gonna get it against all odds. We're gonna win it against all odds. We're gonna get it against all odds. We're gonna win it against all odds. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it against all odds. We're gonna win it against all odds.
With Bill Schroeder and Sophia Minner, Jeff Levering with you from American Family Field in Milwaukee. Brewers going for the sweep against the Angels. Phil Nevin and his Angels have not been swept in a series this season. Starting lineup brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Very similar to the last couple of days. The only difference, catcher Matt Theis is in there and batting 6th. Colin Ray ready to go, and his first pitch to Neto is a little low for ball 1.
Yeah, 4th start for Colin Ray. Got beat his last time out against Detroit. It was one bad inning, a 3-run third. He had some control problems in that inning. 3 walks and then the homer.
Swing and a miss by Neto. Our starting pitcher stats brought to you by Spectrum, and really that's been the one thing for Colin Ray in each of his first 3 starts, the one bad inning.
Yeah, first start was pretty good against San Diego, but you know, since that time he's had some control issues. Has given up 4 earned runs in each of his last 2 starts.
Brewers won each of his first 2 appearances in the rotation. Lost 4-2 against Detroit his last time out. And there's a strike on Neto. Painted the outside corner at the knees.
Average fastball velocity at about 93. He'll throw a cutter, a slider, curveballs. Every now and again a changeup, so he can mix it up pretty well. He's got to throw strikes.
Makes just his second career start in this ballpark. Contreras going away on 2-2. 3-2 now on Neto. 4 for 7 in the series is Neto. You see the arsenal there for Ray. And time called. Rowdy Tellez stopping play. It looks like he's got an issue with his glove. Quentin Berry grabs it.
Yeah, saw that graphic on the arsenal for Colin Ray. They've added a splitter to that graphic, so 6 different pitches that he can throw.
Who is the glovesmith in that clubhouse? And Wade Miley's got it right now. He feels like the kind of guy that would be able to fix that pretty quickly.
Yeah, right. It's usually one of the athletic trainers.
Luke Voigt just threw a glove at him. See Willie Adames chatting with the second base umpire Berry. He's the crew chief. Adames, who was ejected for the first time in his career, and this is Willie Adames going and apologizing to Adam Beck from home plate umpire from last night's game.
It's just heat of the battle. I mean, it's all forgotten. I'm hoping that both can just move on, which is normally the case. There you go, smiles all around. That's Willie Adames. I mean, he's a guy that can break the tension very quickly.
A great way of disarming people in the best possible way. Well, new glove for Rowdy, and now a 3-2 pitch to Neto. And it's fouled at home plate. Just water under the bridge. You flush it as soon as the game is over.
It's all part of the game. I mean, things happen during the game. You know, tempers flare a little bit. You get upset. Everybody wants to do the right thing. Sometimes it gets out of hand, and it did last night.
To Neto. On base yet again at the top of the order. The big boys starting with Mike Trout. Last night, 2 homers, 5 runs batted in. Still Superman.
Both of them on hanging sliders. And this one from Bryce Wilson, pretty much the same spot in the strike zone and similar result.
Trout takes strike 1. Trout also delivered a sacrifice fly in the previous at bat to the 2 homers late in the ball game, and it felt like he had just missed that one.
Yeah, that was a nice running catch by Christian Yelich out in left field, taking away extra bases. Yelich getting today off.
Swing and a miss. Trout had a good one to hit. Ray got it by him. Yelich has played in every game of this homestand. Brewers have a day off tomorrow before going to Denver.
And with the left-handed pitcher once again for the Angels, 3rd consecutive lefty the Angels have flipped against Milwaukee. Craig Counsell deciding to give Yelich a couple of days off. Today and tomorrow's off day.
Down the right field line, this one twisting into the seats. Craig Counsell putting Rowdy Tellez back in the starting lineup. Had last night off. This is the first game he's starting at first base in this series. He was one of 2 lefties in the lineup in game 1. He's the only traditional lefty today as Trout swings and fouls it into the glove for out number 1.
It tied him up inside. Perfect pitch. A 2-seamer inside corner to get Trout. All the strikes previous to that were middle or middle away. Jammed him, and Contreras able to hold on to the foul tip.
1 away, runner still at first for Ohtani, who had 3 hits last night. 4 hits in the series for Shohei, but all singles.
Man, he can handle the pitch in on him. I mean, the Brewers have been give him a steady diet of pitches in, and he's been turning on him. You can see where Contreras has been setting up. Coming in this time, but first pitch on the outside corner. Of course, I would imagine he can cover that one too. The way he can swing it.
He is something else at the plate. Shohei Ohtani. Swing and a miss. High cutter that time from Ray.
Upset with himself for swinging the pitch out of the zone.
Number 2 in the MVP voting a year ago, Shohei Ohtani drills one down the right field line. Foul. Look out.
Yeah, you got to be careful in there on this guy. I mean, for what we've seen in this series, first 2 games, anything middle in, he's going to get a pretty good swing at.
Those fans right there just had a 118-mile-an-hour liner come right at him. Look out.
Yeah.
Rolled foul. Better location that time from Ray.
That last pitch classified as the sweeper. New name for a pitch this year. Cross between a curve and a slider. Used to call it a slurve.
Yeah, what was wrong with slurve?
Nothing. Just something to confuse us.
Okay. I'm confused. Foul back. 95 that time from Colin Ray. You get the slurve because it's a combination of the 2 pitches. What is sweeper combining other than the fact that has that sweeping motion?
Yeah, I'm not the one to ask.
Okay.
But that's what we'll call it.
Yeah, we'll look into it. 1-2. Got him. Changed up on him.
Oh, that's a pretty good pitch right there. First time he broke that pitch out. Check it out. Kind of a change up. He splits the fingers a little bit. They're calling it a splitter, but that's a change up, folks.
Off balance swing there from Ohtani. That doesn't happen very often. Hunter Renfroe in the 4th spot today with no Anthony Rendon for the Angels. Renfroe 0 for 8 in the series with 4 strikeouts. Swing and a miss. Perfectly placed by Ray. There goes the runner. It's a strike, no throw from Contreras. No chance for William. Neto got a huge jump.
Yeah, Colin Ray not even paying any attention to him. He just took off. He had about 4 or 5 steps before Colin Ray even decided to go home and just hold on to it. Don't bother.
First big league steal for Neto. He's there with 2 strikes on Renfroe.
Angels had 3 stolen bases in 1 inning last night. Ohtani had 2 of them.
Stole second, then stole third, and was stranded there. And that's when Peter Strzelecki came in and shut the door on the 8th inning. Rays 1-2. Slow roller, third base. Brasso can't handle it. An infield single for Renfroe to extend the inning. Would have been a tough play even if he was able to come up with a bare hand pickup.
There's been a lot of that this year for the Brewers and against them. You know, the swinging bunt, high chopper down the line. I don't think Brasso would have had a play even if he was able to keep the ball in his hand. See how far behind the bag Brasso is, and no chance.
Contreras slowing things down. His Rays at 24 pitches already in the inning. Saw Corbin Burns have a very extended first inning last night and then really cleaned it up over his 6 innings of good work. Gave up just the 1 run in 6 innings.
Cutter was great last night. Good to see that.
Vintage Corbin Burns start. Here's Drury. And strike 1 on Brandon Drury. There's Corbin Burns. His next start more than likely will be in San Francisco on the up and coming road trip.
I don't think many pitchers, mind missing Colorado.
I think you're right.
3 in Colorado, then 3 in San Francisco after an off day tomorrow.
Tied him up. One of the most drastic differences in altitude that you can get from Denver to San Francisco.
Right.
Mile high to 0.
Sea level, yeah.
Ray ahead of Brandon Drury 1 and 2, trying to put him away. Strand a couple of Angels on the base paths. Both starters in the first 2 games of the series with Wade Miley and Corbin Burns each going 6 strong. Bullpen's in pretty good shape. 1-2. Just missed.
You saw Contreras pull that one up, trying to deke the home plate umpire. That ball was down and away. Watch where the glove ends up. It wasn't there, William.
2-2 on Drury, going back out there. Gets the swing and a miss, and Contreras hangs on. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Colin Ray. Pair of Angels left on the corners.
They said optical shops weren't very inviting, so we, Warby Parker, created ones that were. They said prescription eyewear was too expensive, so we offered more affordable glasses, contacts, and eye exams. They said opticians weren't always friendly, so we hired only the friendliest and the most knowledgeable. And finally, they said the whole experience was just kind of unpleasant, so we set out to change that too. Visit a Warby Parker store and see for yourself.
Welcome to the Aura Sleep Lab. You need a bit more deep sleep. Getting enough high-quality sleep increases immunity. Why? Because sleep helps fend off sickness. A good night's sleep boosts your number of infection-fighting antibodies and cells. And with your Aura Ring, you can learn how to sleep deep and keep your immunity up. It's like having a sleep lab on your finger. Go to sleep with auraring.com.
Colin Ray doing a good job stranding a couple of Angels on the base pass. Starting lineup for Craig Counsell today. As you see, the success against left-handed starters, a little different script than they've had in years past, facing their 3rd straight lefty. A starting lineup brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel, loaded with righties again. Brasso, Adames, Contreras with Anderson, Tellez, and Voit. Miller, Weimer, and Perkins against Jose Suarez. Had a tough time this year.
Yes, he has. I mean, he's had 2 different starts where he's given up 7 runs. I mean, that opponent batting average at .382. He has had a tough time. Last time out against Oakland, 5 innings, 8 hits, 7 runs. And he's posted 3 consecutive no decisions in that stretch.
And Suarez had pretty good numbers overall last year for Los Angeles. ERA under 4 over the course of 22 appearances, 20 of those starts. Different story this year. All out of the stretch, pitch to Brasso, and a swing and a miss at the changeup. That's the big pitch for him.
First year in the big leagues was with the Angels in 2019.
Brasso in the leadoff spot today. He was hitting cleanup first 2 games of the series. Swings and misses at a fastball, and that's out number 1.
They mentioned that the Brewers are 5-2 against lefties, 2-0 in this series. Last year, Brewers were 27-25 in games that were started by lefties. Brewers were 10 games over 500 a year ago.
And Willie Adames back in there, sitting on 99 career homers. And it takes strike one. 2 out of 8 in this series, including that 99th home run. Got the edge with a changeup.
You got to figure Willie's going to be ready for the pitch early today.
Barely getting himself out of the batter's box between pitches. And that's strike 3 call.
Yep, right at the bottom of the zone. Pretty good pitch at the knees. Fastball, changeup. He's got a slider and a sweeper. So both of these starters today with the sweeper pitch. Down the middle and right at the knees.
That's the slider from Suarez. Much like Reed Detmer's last night, it's a very tight slider, almost like a cutter. Almost the Clayton Kershaw slider, right? Don't call that a cutter. Contreras an RBI double in the game last night. Even in the count, ball and a strike.
I guess you can call it anything you want. I mean, if you throw it, you can call it anything you want.
For sure.
It's like Eric Lauer has different names for his pitches.
Still trying to figure out some of them, other than the zoom ball.
We have to respect that.
Lauer next scheduled start in Colorado, according to the official game notes today. We get game 2 of that series. Chased. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Contreras. Freddie Peralta gets the opener in Denver. He was brilliant in his last appearance.
He likes Denver. His first ever start was in Colorado. Everybody remembers that.
And Mother's Day 2018. Feels like just yesterday. And that's outside, ball 4, 2-out walk.
The Brewers had 8 walks last night. 5 walks, I should say. 5 walks, 5 hits, 7 runs. Made the most of their base hits last night.
Took advantage of some misplays at third base by Anthony Rendon. 1 a hit, 1 an error.
Yeah, they've had 8 walks in the series.
Strike 1 on Brian Anderson. It's crazy. Outside of the 2 scoring innings for the Brewers, they had 1 base runner.
They had a lot of 3-up, 3-down innings.
The way the Detmers got out to his start yesterday, thought it might be a long evening for the Brewers offense. It was not the case. They flipped the script in the 3rd and never looked back. 0-2 to Anderson. Swing and a miss, and Suarez ends up striking out 3. 2-out walk is all. On to the 2nd. No score.
To get your best night's sleep, you need to sleep in something extraordinary. Woven with a silky softness unlike any other. From organic threads that are slow spun and finished in flame. Made from an ingredient so rare, less than 1% of the world's cotton meets our quality. It's the most extraordinary fabric ever made. Only from Boll & Branch.
With ButcherBox, you never have to worry about what's for dinner. We deliver grass-fed beef, organic free-range chicken, humanely raised pork, wild-caught seafood, and so much more. Get high-quality meat sourced from trusted partners with free shipping always, so you can always be prepared and enjoy the important things. Sign up today for free chicken thighs in every box for a year.
Here and a chance for a series sweep against the Los Angeles Angels. Colin Ray back on the mound. And our quick trip to the clubhouse, we caught up with Brewers general manager Matt Arnold before today's game just to get his thoughts overall on the team's start here in April. They're currently sitting on an 18-9 record, and only the 1987 and 2004 teams have finished with better records than what the Brewers hope to, hopefully getting their 19th win here today. So he said obviously the depth has been tested on this team with a number of injuries, specifically with the pitching staff and the outfield. A couple of guys that are missing significant amount of time, but he's really proud of just how that depth has been tested, how the players have responded. He said that's a credit to them and their preparation, the coaching staff as well. Just looking across the roster, how many guys have stepped up to cover some of those holes. And he said in terms of some of the outside acquisitions that they've had, is there anyone that's had maybe a bigger impact on this team than Brian Anderson? The 27 games he's played in pretty equal time. Great defense, 14 starts for him in right field and 11 starts for him at third base. Has been a big part of the defense, and Matt Arnold said that's probably the area of this team they thought it was going to be a strength, but maybe even better than what they anticipated.
A swing and a miss by Theis. That's out number one for Colin Ray. 4 strikeouts already for him. Thank you so much, Sophia. She hit the nail right on the head with Brian Anderson. They had Luis Urias. He goes down. Sounded like it was going to be Anderson in right field for the most part, but he's doing the right field, doing third base, and doing both at a very high level.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, it doesn't matter where they put him defensively, he's able to get the job done, and it's kind of an unusual thing. He's got such a good throwing arm. Right field is perfectly suited for him, and his arm over at third base has been terrific, and he has really got nice soft hands over at third on ground balls. He hasn't made many mistakes.
Gio Urshela, third baseman by trade. He's there today. Started the first couple of games at first base in this series for the Angels. 3-hit night in the opener on Friday. Ground ball to short. Adames takes his time and throws him out. 2 up, 2 down for Jake Lamb.
Yeah, this is definitely a part of the lineup that you have to be able to control. You can't allow the bottom of the order to get on base, to allow those guys at the top to be up with run scoring opportunities. Easier said than done. This lineup up and down has been pretty good this year. Brewers pitching staff has done a pretty good job against them.
Lamb hits one in the air to right, and it's going to be 1-0 Los Angeles on Jake Lamb's first home run of the season.
Yep, his first home run, 3rd RBI of the year. That was a breaking ball, and he went down and got it.
Wasn't that long ago that Jake Lamb was an all-star. Hit 30 homers with the Diamondbacks in 2017. Gets a hanger here and does some damage.
Yeah, curveball middle in, and Lamb didn't miss it. Line drive out of here. Straightaway right. First lead for the Angels in this series.
First time putting on the samurai cap as Rengifo skies one, shallow center. Adames for the final out of the inning. Lamb hits a homer, makes it 1-0 Angels.
See it.
He struck him out. It's out of here.
feel it.
I can't wait for this game to start.
He took a home run away.
Leave it.
That is as good as it gets.
The big plays. The beauty of sports is when the hero comes through.
Yeah, the tense moments.
We have an update we must show you.
With live look-ins, highlights, and breakdowns.
The fun thing is to watch the cat and mouse game.
MLB Tonight on MLB Network.
2023, welcome to the show.
This is the game we all want to see.
Batting averages are up this year.
Pitch clock has really made a difference.
And so are runs.
He scores. What a stolen base.
With the shift, you never saw these plays.
Guys seem more ready.
Athleticism is back in baseball.
The pace, the action.
So much quicker, so much crisper.
And this game is over.
It's the best game in the world. Now it's even better.
Nothing Angels. Bottom of the second inning. Rowdy Tellez coming up. He's helped the Brewers play well. It's brought to you by the Live Well app from Aurora Healthcare, and the go-ahead RBI single in the 8th inning off a lefty on Friday. Enough to give the Brewers a 2-1 win in the opener.
Yeah, that was a big 2-out single, you know, for Rowdy Tellez to put a capper on that one on Friday. Devin Williams would come in for a 3-up, 3-down ninth, and the Brewers able to take game one.
At the moment, the Brewers had first and third with 1 out before Rowdy Tellez came up with 2 away after Luke Voit struck out looking. And Tellez really picked up the offense with that big hit.
And lefties have really taken advantage of the new shifting rules. Balls in play on the ground, a lot better batting average for lefties because they can't stick anybody in the short right and throw them out on a ground ball through the infield.
One of the schools of thought was that some teams would take their left fielder and put him in shallow center, shallow right, making it a major risk reward playing with a 2-man outfield. Tellez lines one to center to base hit. Got 3 hits against lefties in the series.
I'm telling you, that was a pretty nice piece of hitting on a slider. The slider down, middle in. He went down and just kind of flicked it. A good 2-strike approach for Rowdy Tellez. A base hit into center. Let's go with one hand. Keeps that bat in the hitting zone a little longer, and a line drive into center field.
Leadoff man aboard for Luke Voit, and he takes strike 1. Looking for his first hit of the series. Big cut.
Voit played really good defensively at first base first 2 games of this series. Saving some base hits, saving some errors, saving some runs.
Voit doing the DHing this afternoon. And he swings and misses at the slider. It's the 4th strikeout for Suarez. And now a quick word from Diggers Hotline.
DiggersHotline.com is your free first stop so you can avoid dangerous and expensive underground utilities. Within 3 business days, you'll be good to go. Diggers Hotline.
Owen Miller now. He started every game of this series, doubled in last night's game. Talking about it in the open, Rock. He was one of the guys that was a catalyst for the big scoring innings for the Brewers.
Bottom of the order did a good job last night. Got on base 6 times. Scored 4 of the 7 runs.
Too low to make it 2-0 on Owen Miller. Tellez anchored at first. The 2-0 is a strike.
That little adjustment that Suarez made about midway through his start last time out. His glove position. He used to hold his glove more toward the belt. Now it's up a little bit more. Results were better toward the end of his start last time. And so far so good today.
Angels thought that he may have been tipping his pitches against Oakland. And just about a 6-inch difference from where he was holding his hands. He seems to have been more consistent with his delivery as well. 3-1 fouled back at a good pass on the fastball.
Got to be willing to make adjustments when things are not going well. You can't be stubborn. You have to be coachable. Suarez has proved to be coachable.
Saw the 5 home runs allowed to Oakland.
He's given up 7 on the year.
1 out walk, second walk issued by Suarez, and the Brewers are set up with Weimer coming to the plate. Weimer in the 8-hole today. Seen him play some great defense on this homestand, really all season long for that matter, but especially in this homestand.
Made the adjustment really well from right field to center field. Going to play there indefinitely with Garrett Mitchell after the year.
Garrett Mitchell placed on the 60-day injured list prior to the game today, freeing up a roster spot. So Weimer at the plate, Tellez and Miller aboard. And a high strike. Weimer has done against left-handers certainly notable. A .375 average, and both of his homers going the opposite way against lefties. Swing and a miss at the changeup.
Brewers have been had their issues with changeups in this series. Good changeups at that.
Tyler Anderson tied him up for 6 2/3 on Friday night. Weimer to right. Lamb over the shoulder, just does hang on.
And not an easy catch. Much easier catch for a second baseman, but he had a long way to go. Did Drury. He was playing up the middle, over the shoulder with his back to the infield. Lamb able to make the play. Not easy at all. Well done. And he was the only one that could have made that catch.
Just enough on that glove.
Used every inch of it.
Now Blake Perkins making the start. He's in left field this afternoon. Looking for his first RBI. He's 1 for his first 9 in the big leagues. Had a hit in his first start. And a throw behind Tellez, not in time from Theis.
Rowdy trying to get a little bit extra on that secondary lead in the event of a base hit. Able to get back.
Two and one on Perkins. A little glance back at the catcher there from Rowdy Tellez. What are you doing back picking me, man?
I don't know, really? You gonna make me slide? It's Sunday. Let's go. Day of rest.
3-1 on Perkins. Still trying to get some of the clay out from his palms, Rowdy Tellez.
When Rowdy goes back head first, he takes a little bit more dirt than most.
Picked him up foul. Good pitch to hit there for Perkins.
Coming from a guy with experience in doing that.
Unearthing something?
Sometimes, you know, you go ahead first, you stick like a lawn dart. You don't slide a whole lot.
Just got to make sure you get close enough to the bag.
Right.
Runners are going to go. Head start for both. The pitch fouled away. We'll do it again. So much for that day of rest for Rowdy Tellez out at second base.
He had yesterday off. DH'd the first game, right?
Yeah.
He's ready. He's ready for some action today.
Big hole in the right side. Drury playing towards the middle. And another disengagement. Now Rowdy's really starting to think, what gives, man? That's a perfect read of the lips right there. And the point to the boiler.
Yeah, not going anywhere.
3-2. And a swing and a miss. Pulled the string on the changeup, and Suarez with his 5th strikeout in 2 innings.
Games and coverage all day, every day, your way on MLB Network.
It's time for MLB Pitch, Hit, and Run, the official youth skills competition of Major League Baseball. You can host a local event and give kids in your community a chance to compete in the 2023 Pitch, Hit, and Run Finals at the World Series. Sign up for free at pitchhitrun.com.
May 13th, presented by 620 WTMJ, home of the Brewers. Plus, with a special ticket package, you'll take home a one-of-a-kind Uke Skywalker bobblehead. Get yours now at brewers.com/theme nights.
Next big giveaway on that Saturday. Remember, gates open an extra half an hour early. Zach Neto leads it off. And Ray delivers ball 1. Have you ever used the force, Rock?
May the 4th be with you. May 4th. You get the bobblehead, I get the box.
Look at the sweater is sweet, by the way, and he has a hood. Neto went around. It's a 1-ball 1-strike count. Look at this. It's got the hood. The box is cool too, by the way. Uke Skywalker. This lightsaber, you hear that? It's real metal.
You're going above and beyond. You're doing a good job with that.
It's a cool bobblehead.
As if anything, Bob Uecker doesn't sell itself.
That's true. All you got to do is say Uke and you get headlines. Here's a strike. It's 2-2 on Neto. Same could be said about you too, partner.
Yeah, but thanks for giving me the box. I appreciate that. I'm sure I can find something to do with that.
Well, Uke's going to go back in the box. He might come on the road trip with us to Denver and San Francisco.
I'm sure Dilly will have some fun with that.
You think he'll let us travel in light speed? That'd be good. Neto stays alive. Well, after Ray threw 30 pitches in the first, needed just 8 pitches to get through the second. Did allow the home run to Jake Lamb.
Yeah, second time through will be the test for Colin Ray. Top of the order up, and then you got to go through Trout and Ohtani after they've seen him once.
Swing and a miss. Got a fastball by Neto. Already 5 strikeouts for Colin Ray. Time now for Mike Trout. And our stats with Lowe's. 4 players in big league history with 300 homers, 300 doubles, 200 steals by their age 31 season. Get all that? Only 4.
Amazing. And 2 of them in the Hall of Fame. I'd imagine Mike Trout is going to be in first ballot.
I mean, he could retire after the game today.
Yeah,
I think he would be.
Yep.
There's a fish.
It's been quite the homestand, hasn't it? Miguel Cabrera, Mike Trout, Ohtani.
And the Red Sox in first.
Pretty good talent.
It's been a great homestand. And Brewers with a win today would have a winning homestand too. It started out, the crew was 1-4. Won 3 straight. Even things up. Coming off the heels of that 7-3 West Coast road trip. Trout takes high 2-2. High again. 0-2 to 3-2.
Fastball's been pretty effective so far for Colin Ray. Got the strikeout on Neto. Fastball 94 down the middle.
That's where he got Trout back in the first inning. A fastball in the inner part of the plate with some sink.
Had some good run on it. Started on the corner, ended up off the plate.
Long sequence here for Ray against Trout. And he got him. Second time. 6 strikeouts for Ray.
Again, fastball. Got him at the top of the strike zone on the outside corner. Good pitch.
Brings up Shohei Ohtani. He struck out on a changeup back in the first. And Ohtani to straightaway center. Weimer back, still back, and gone. Ohtani hits number 7. I thought that one was going to hit the roof.
Yeah, I mean, straight up in the air, never came down until it was over the fence. And there's some kind of power for Ohtani. The leverage that he gets, stands tall up there in the batter's box and just throws those hands. That ball just jumps off his bat. Looked like a slider, didn't do anything. Got under it, but it carried out of here. Yikes. That is a aggressive, hard swing. Incredible stuff.
Most people with that launch angle don't get the ball out of the ballpark, but Ohtani does because he's a unicorn. Two nothing on a pair of solo homers. One by Jake Lamb, the other by Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, both the home runs coming on breaking balls. I think Lamb hit a curveball and Ohtani a slider. His fastball, talking about Ray, has been effective.
Towards third, Brasso got the short hop across the diamond in time to get Renfroe. The inning is over, but Shohei, showtime, solo homer, number 7. It's 2-0 Los Angeles.
2023. Welcome to the show.
This is the game we all want to see.
Batting averages are up this year.
Pitch clock has really made a difference.
And so are runs.
He scores. What a stolen base.
With the shift, he never saw these plays.
Guys seem more ready. Athleticism is back in baseball.
The pace, the action.
So much quicker, so much crisper.
And this game is over.
It's the best game in the world. Now it's even better.
When it's about to go down,
This is the story of the night.
MLB Tonight takes you there.
62. I did it. How about that?
Big moments, big reactions, and big interviews. Every night, only on MLB Network's MLB Tonight.
Baseball on Bally Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Cousins Subs, Believe in Better, and by West Bend, the silver lining. Down the hatch, Brewers hoping to get some runs here. Good to the last drop. Shohei Ohtani hitting a home run, had 7 seconds of hang time. Longest in the big leagues this year. Brasso pops it up in a shallow right. Renfroe jogs in and takes care of it on one pitch.
And when a guy hits a ball like that down in the dugout, they say that ball gets small. That ball got really, really small, really fast. As high as he hit it, it just kept carrying. He got that backspin on it, that uppercut on the slider. Incredible power. And for Ohtani, wow.
Brewers chasing a couple of runs now, 2 solo homers. The Angels hadn't had an extra base hit in the series until Mike Trout's homers last night. Everything else singles. Today into 2 homers. Adames takes down low, 2-0. Suarez, whatever was ailing him in his last couple of appearances, in particular the last one against Oakland, it seems as if he has figured it out. There's a strike on Adames. I will say this, though, as good as Reed Detmers was in the first 2 innings yesterday, it was the third that the Brewers finally got to him.
Right.
3-2 on Adames.
We talk about, you know, the struggles that Suarez had last time out. He's had 2 starts of 4 where he's given up 7 runs. 6 of them earned his first time out against Seattle. Maybe that slight adjustment with the hand position has made a difference.
And he walks Willy Adames. Third walk issued by Suarez. William Contreras coming up. Our advanced stat brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. And Contreras on his homestand over the course of 6 games. 7 for 22, a homer, 3 doubles. 3 runs batted in and just crushing the ball.
Taking just about everything to the opposite field, up the middle into right field, down the right field line, staying on the baseball, which is why he's been able to post a 300 batting average. Not in pull mode.
The double he hit into the gap last night, a rare time that he has pulled the ball this season. Man, he can press on that one. And a toss to first has Adames back.
And the more he goes to the opposite field, the more pitches he's going to get that he can pull middle in. A lot of times, even with pitches down the middle, Contreras is thinking opposite field effectively.
Swing and a miss. He had a big cut that time.
His one home run has come to straightaway center field.
Hit that against the Tigers earlier in the homestand. 0-2 pitch. 1-2. Anderson to follow. Brewers have drawn 3 walks against Suarez. Just 1 hit. Nice stop by Theis. A scud of a changeup.
Yeah, talk about spiking a changeup. That was about 5 feet in front of home plate, maybe more.
All in a day's work for a catcher.
I like that though, scud. I think I'm going to start using that.
You can. Feel free. On the ground, could be 2. There's 1, and it is 2. 6-4-3. Angels roll it up. Brewers' third is over. On to the 4th in Milwaukee. Angels have a 2-0 lead thanks to a couple of solo homers.
See it.
He struck him out. It's out of here.
Feel it. I can't wait for this game to start.
He took a home run away.
Leave it.
That is as good as it gets.
The big plays.
The beauty of sports is when the hero comes through.
Yeah, the tense moments.
We have an update we must show you.
He's done it again.
With live look-ins, highlights, and breakdowns.
The fun thing is to watch the cat and mouse game.
MLB Tonight on MLB Network.
2023. Welcome to the show.
This is the game we all want to see.
Batting averages are up this year.
Pitch clock has really made a difference.
And so are runs.
He scores. What a stolen base.
With the shift, you never saw these plays.
Guys seem more ready. Athleticism is back in baseball.
The pace, the action.
So much quicker, so much crisper.
And this game is over.
It's the best game in the world. Now it's even better.
I'ma do what? That's on me. I'm a young boy, but I keep it OG. No, you can't shine if you stay low key. That's on me.
Watch games and coverage all day, every day, your way on MLB Network.
For our Angels, there's a look at our young friend Eli celebrating his 8th birthday along with his dad Dan, our producer. Great to see them here celebrating the big birthday. And guys, an update for you on Brandon Woodruff. We talked to General Manager Matt Arnold earlier today. Woodruff had a second MRI done on that right shoulder earlier this week on Wednesday, and he said that overall the results of that MRI were positive. Didn't reveal anything worse or more significant than what the initial MRI done 2 weeks ago was. So he is going to start with his plyometrics and throwing program this week, and the tentative timeline for him would be rejoining the rotation at the end of June, barring any setbacks. So getting a little bit more of a clear picture in terms of the timeline for Brandon Woodruff, but again, likely eyeing the end of June for him.
Thank you so much, Sophia. And it has certainly been a big loss for the Brewers in the rotation. You can't replace Brandon Woodruff. He got off to such a great start, but good news is that he's on the road to recovery.
Yeah, right.
Like.
Yeah, going to be 2 months. A long time to be without one of your best starters, if not the best. He and Corbin Burns. But the Brewers are going to have to cover it somehow, and they've been doing a good job so far.
Brandon Drury even in the count, 1-1. Now 2-1 on Drury.
Colin Ray has been one of the guys that is filling in for Brandon Woodruff. Two on Drury. The Brewers going to get Adrian Hauser back shortly. Made one final rehab appearance in Nashville.
He is with the team, but not active yet. There he is.
Dialed in on something. Laser focus from Adrian Hauser.
Yeah.
Found that one off his foot.
Got to believe he's chomping at the bit to get out there on the mound. And on the injured list right at the end of spring training.
Might be the longest straw I've ever seen in my life.
Very creative, the Brewer fans here at the ballpark. Do you like the straw snake or the empty cup snake?
The empty cup snake is a lot. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball by Colin Ray. Strikeout number 7 for him. The empty cup snake takes a lot more effort and a lot more
people.
Yeah, manpower or lady power.
Right, right.
Human power.
Participants.
Yes. The straw is just an individual sport. Theis takes strike 1. Ray has tied his career high in strikeouts with the 7. Accomplished that originally in 2016. Quick 0-2 on Theis.
Yeah, doing a much better job of commanding the strike zone today than he did his last time out, particularly the 3rd inning against Detroit.
And just 2 pitches that he'd like to have back. The 2 homers, Ohtani and Lamb. Theis takes outside. Got him. New career high in strikeouts for Colin Ray. That's number 8.
Another strikeout on a fastball. This one right down the middle of the plate. 93 miles an hour. Taking a page out of the Eric Lauer book. Check this out. Right down Main Street.
Right in the center square of the grid. See the 8 strikeouts in just 3 2/3 innings. Check swing, appeal. He went. I think that's the first appeal that has gone for a positive on a check swing in the entire series.
I think you're right. There's been a lot of check swings, but none of them called.
Ball to strike on Urshela.
It's so hard when you start that bat to hold it up before it crosses home plate or the umpire deems that you offered at it, but not often has it been called in this series. You're right.
Pretty good pitch, not called. William Contreras turns around to ask Clint Vondrack about the location. Close, but probably got it right. Broken back ground ball. Brasso throws him out, and the inning is over. 3 up, 3 down go the Angels. Brewers have the heart of the order scheduled.
Sure, you'll teach her to drive a car. Then use Greenlight and teach her to save up for her own car. Mowing lawns and getting paid. Navigate the world of earning, saving, and investing together. Invest in your best investment. Greenlight.
If sports fans built a streaming service.
Can't believe the football season is over.
Yeah, but with my stuff, we can rewatch all the games we recorded.
The Minnesota comeback.
JJ's finale.
Butt punt.
Oh, is that what the My Stuff feature was invented for? Saving butt-related content?
Because I thought it was for keeping your favorite TV shows and movies all in one place.
I'm sorry, Mr. Sanchez.
Live TV and sports and more, but mostly sports. That's Fubo!
Should Viagra really cost $90? We don't think so. RexMD.com has FDA-approved generic Viagra at 90% off with free shipping. Want to know what other guys are saying about RexMD.com?
This was my first time using telemedicine, and I'd recommend this process to anyone. I couldn't be happier with the product.
Visit RexMD.com and fill out a brief survey. If appropriate, you can try generic Viagra for 90% off. Your consultation is free, there's no copays, and no doctor office visits. Go to RexMD.com to get started right now.
To American Family Field. Buy and manage your game tickets. Redeem offers, access exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today.
From the left field bleachers to the Jade Leinenkugel's barrel yard and on to the field. Brewers down 2-0. Have just one hit. Rowdy Tellez got that in the second. Anderson takes strike one. 5 strikeouts for Suarez, 8 for Colin Ray through his first 4 innings. On the ground, fair. Anderson looking for extra bases. He'll have a double as Rengifo gets it in. Good way to start the 4th.
Yeah, second time the Brewers have had their leadoff hitter on. See if they can get something going here. They went out and got that off-speed pitch. It was a slider, it looked like anyway. Maybe slider changeup. Out in front of it, but able to keep it fair just inside the third base bag. Yep, changeup. Lead-off double.
Globo Gym Purple Cobras. That's the celebration they're doing out there at second base whenever they get on. Dodgeball reference. Here's Tellez, and he hits one on the ground towards the shortstop. Neto has it. A risky go for Anderson with the ball in front of him.
They got a good break on it. Wasn't hit all that hard, and they, with nobody out, able to get to third base with less than 2 outs. On the ground out by Rowdy. Well, Zach hit right at him, and he started to third base and made it easily.
Timeout called by Voit before he digs in. Voit struck out in the second. Voit, who finished that road trip on a very high note in Seattle, has come back to American Family Field and has not had the same success with the bat. Just 1 for 12 on this homestand. The Angels playing the infield back, conceding the run in this 4th inning. At least for the time being, with 1 out. Strike. Theis was popping out from behind home plate.
They're just trying to keep Anderson close to third base. Infield is back, so anything up the middle should score a run.
Outside corner with the slider. It's 2-2 on Voit. Now you're just trying to put the ball in play. Fouled it away.
Yeah, good pitch to hit, fastball. Yeah, but after the change-ups and the sliders, the fastball becomes a little bit quicker, tougher to react to.
Got him looking. Slider on the outside corner, and Voit couldn't pull the trigger.
Yep, it was a strike. Pretty good backdoor slider from Suarez. Looked like it had plenty of the plate. Yes, it did.
It's up to Owen Miller now. 2 outs, runner at third. He takes high.
The Brewers have been pretty good at this so far this year. These 2-out base hits to score a run.
Two 2-0 the count. Overall, the Brewers hitting .263 with runners in scoring position. Well above average at .255 with 2 away. Trying to keep the line moving. Owen Miller. Two and one, right down the middle.
I didn't think he'd get a fastball either. I think Miller was thinking something off speed.
He's had the best command with his slider today. Pops it up. Right field. Long run. Renfroe. He's there. The inning is over. Brewers squander a leadoff double as we head to the 5th. 2-0 Angels.
I was pretty much going to be bald by the time I was 30.
Took a mirror to the back. I was like, oh, wow, my hair is thinning.
My confidence was gone until I started using Hims. I went to the Hims website.
And asked a few medical history questions. I could do it from anywhere. My prescription shipped to my door.
I never expected to have this much hair in my 50s.
There's a product out there that actually works.
I feel very confident. Start your free online visit today at forhims.com.
When the details take precedence, the rest falls perfectly into place. We strip away everything but the essential, and what we're left with are thoughtful bedrooms for modern living. Thuma.
We love going to games, but good seats get pricey. So we use Game Time. Game Time checks ticket prices in real time and finds you all the best last-minute deals. We got our seats 20 minutes ago for 60% off. Last-minute tickets at the best price in seconds. Download Game Time now.
Between the Brewers and the Angels, we head to the 5th here with the Angels leading 2-0, and the Brewers Community Foundation's 25th annual 5K, 10K Famous Racing Sausages Run Walk will be held on Saturday, July 29th at American Family Field. The money raised goes to support veterans and their families at Fisher House, Wisconsin, and the Zablocki VA Medical Center. You can visit brewers.com/5K to get signed up, and that's all presented by the BCF's Leadership Council.
Thank you so much, Sophia. Jake Lamb with one of the 2 solo homers in the game. Down on the count 0-1 against Colin Ray out there for inning number 5. He's gone 5 or more in each of his first 3 starts as a Brewer. Lamb and Ohtani. The 2 solo homers.
And both of them coming on off-speed pitches. Curveball to Lamb, slider to Ohtani.
And both coming on the first pitch of their sequence, too. 2-0, fisted foul.
Fastball's been his most effective pitch. Locating it well, and even when he's able to, or even when he throws it down the middle, he's had some success with it. Got some swings and misses.
A liner down the left field line. That is a foul ball. Just foul.
Another breaking ball, curveball. Not sure if I'd throw another curveball to this guy. He's getting some pretty good swings at that pitch. Just foul.
Didn't bring up any paint. If it's chalk, maybe, but not the paint. Jake Lamb back in the batter's box. And time called. Ray about ready to throw pitch number 75 in the game. Final contest of this homestand for the Brewers.
And one of their longest of the year. 9 games, 10 days.
They've already won this series against the Angels, trying to make it a sweep. The 3-2 popped them up, and that'll be in the seats with a splitter. See the pitch usage so far in this at bat. Pitch number 8 coming. Got him looking. Fastball on the outer edge. Strikeout number 9.
Looking for something else. This one outer half. And he reams him up. Fastball still the best pitch in baseball.
Rengifo calls time before Ray even delivers a pitch. Rengifo had a huge year last year. Career highs in homers, average, games played, everything for the Angels. Slow start this season. Consistently found himself hitting in the top or the middle of the order. Bouncing around all over the field this year.
It's been a very good offense for the Angels so far this year. Phil Nevin is able to move guys in and out. They've had a couple of injuries, but they've been able to cover them. Offense has been good. Bullpen's been okay. Starting pitching inconsistent.
Brewers saw a really good start from Tyler Anderson in the opener. And yesterday, Detmers started out great. Crew ended up getting to him. Got the edge. Didn't have to be. It's 2-2 on Rengifo. And today, 4 shutout innings thus far from Suarez.
The Angels have 4 left-handed starters.
Towards second, Miller throws out Rengifo by a half a step for the second out. And now a quick message from Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Back to the top of the order for Ray, and Neto takes strike 1. Since the homer by Ohtani, 6 in a row set down. Brewers getting their bullpen going. Hobie Milner starts to play catch. I'd assume that would be for Ohtani if his spot comes up.
No doubt. We got Trout on deck, the right-hander, Ohtani. He's getting ready for him.
0-2 to Neto. 1-2. To short, Adames charges, gets Neto by plenty. 1-2-3 inning for Colin Ray.
Hey kids, join MLB Network and your favorite players for a show made just for you. Play ball. It's all the big moments, bat flips, and amazing plays from an exciting week of baseball and tips to up your game. Right here on MLB Network.
Aaron Judge, he's done it! 62!
To get to 62, you got to go back to 61. 1961, 161st Street, game 161. 61 degrees, number 9 hits 61. 61 years later, in game 161, number 99 hits 62. The night the Yankees go 99, and yeah, 62.
Check out the T-Mobile coverage cam. How about the range from Joey Wiemer last night flying through the air, Rock?
Yeah, he was shaded toward right field. Good first step, and that's the key to a play like that. You don't want to make a misstep out there. That'll cost you an out. Fully stretched out, glove on the ground before the elbow, and that's how he kept it in the glove.
He has had some otherworldly catches on this homestand. Saved a couple of runs in the opener going back and to his right. See the Angels bullpen moving.
It's terrific instincts out there.
Two 2-0 on Wiemer. It's only going to get better too. That's the scary thing.
Getting a lot of at bats. Nearly 100 plate appearances already for Wiemer.
2-0, a swing and a miss, and it's 2-1. Let's check in with Sophie, who's got more on these better ABs from Joey Wiemer.
Yeah, and for Joey, it's what Rock said. It's just getting more at-bats, seeing more pitching. He said, obviously, the pitching here significantly better than anything he saw in AAA with the Nashville Sounds. He has been challenged with a lot of off-speed pitches, but he said more than anything, it's just been the approach. He feels like on this homestand where he's hit for 259, 7 hits. He did hit a home run on this homestand as well. He said, I'm just getting more comfortable. I'm starting to feel a little bit more like myself. He said getting back to being aggressive instead of going out there and maybe being more free, he said, and not worrying about messing up is how he described it. He said he just wants to get back to being aggressive. That's what makes him who he is. So that's what he's trying to do here on the homestand. Just get more comfortable, more confident.
Yeah, can't be afraid to make mistakes out there. You got to go all or nothing. And anytime if you have a little bit of doubt in your mind, I mean, that's going to sink you. I mean, and the more you play, the more confident you're going to be. Of course, what comes first, chicken or the egg, right? I mean, success or confidence. You have to have the confidence when you get up here. That's mandatory. There's so much failure in this game.
And right out of the chute, Joey Wiemer hits in 7 consecutive games to start his big league career. And then the inevitable, hey, there's going to be a lull. It happens. It happens to the best players in the sport.
And how players handle it will determine their future.
Perkins gets under it. Rengifo now sprinting in, makes the catch. Didn't look all that comfortable as he was en route for that fly ball. 2 away and back to the top of Brasso. Strikeout and a fly out to shallow right for Brasso.
And the one thing in Joey Wiemer's favor is the fact that he doesn't have anybody chasing him. You know, he's going to be in the lineup. You know, injuries have created that situation, so he doesn't have to look over his shoulder and worry about, you know, a couple of offers. He's going to sit the bench for a week. That's not going to be the case, so he can just relax and go out there and be himself.
Had some good count leverage in his AB. Suarez got in on him a little bit. 1-1 on Brasso. Brewers have had 2 hits. Anderson with a double, Tellez with a single, both leading off innings. Couldn't cash him in, unfortunately. Suarez having some success today against his Brewers lineup.
Well, the changeup's been a big pitch for him as well. Changeup, slider. He's been very careful as to when he's throwing his fastball. Most of the time he's landing it on the edges.
Change up there. Brasso to left. Back Rengifo got it right in front of the wall. Brasso gave it a ride. Not enough. Brewers go in order in the 5th. Trout, Ohtani, Renfroe scheduled for Los Angeles.
See it.
He struck him out. It's out of here.
Feel it.
I can't wait for this game to start.
He took a home run away.
Leave it.
That is as good as it gets.
The big plays. The beauty of sports is when the hero comes through.
Yeah, the tense moments.
We have an update we must show you.
With live look-ins, highlights, and breakdowns.
The fun thing is to watch the cat and mouse game.
MLB Tonight on MLB Network.
When it's about to go down,
This is the story of the night.
MLB Tonight takes you there.
62! How about that?
Big moments, big reactions, and big interviews. Every night, only on MLB Network's MLB Tonight.
Back at American Family Field, 2-0 Angels in between the innings, celebrating some of the greats who work at the ballpark. That's Lorraine Gill. You hear us talking about Lorraine all the time. Always has a smile on her face. 35 years at the Brewers immediate dining area. She is one of the best people in the world. Her and her husband James, who take such great care of us. Couldn't do any of this without Lorraine and James.
Not a nicer person you'll ever find anywhere. Lorraine, we appreciate everything you do for us, and God bless you.
Jake Cousins coming in. Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all called to the pen after a 9 strikeout, 5 inning appearance from Colin Ray.
And made his season debut on Monday against Detroit, inning in 2/3, a couple of walks, 3 punch-outs. Stranded a couple of inherited runners in that appearance. A wicked slider for Jake Cousins.
Trout just saw it for the first time and went too far on the check swing. And that one too tall on Trout. Cousins' first appearance against these Angels, and he gets the gauntlet of Trout, Ohtani, and Renfroe. To third, Brasso has it, got to hurry, and he gets Trout by half a step.
And throw right on the money once again. Brasso has played a good third base today.
Ohtani coming to the plate. Check out our StatCast powered by Google Cloud, and this moon shot that he hit the third.
Straight up in the air, just never came down until it was out of the ballpark. Third inning home run. Look how high that ball went, 162 feet. Yikes. Almost a roof scraper.
I was shocked it didn't hit the roof. And Ohtani takes down and in with a fastball. If you're coming to a game and the Angels are in town, or you're in Anaheim and you're watching the Angels, I mean, your cell phone is out recording while those two guys are at the plate. Trout first and then Ohtani. You just never turn it off.
Yeah, no kidding. Some kind of special talent, both of them. And not to be repetitive, I know we've said this quite a bit. This is the advantage of the balanced schedule this year. Being able to see these guys here in Milwaukee.
You got a great crowd on hand this afternoon. Brewers hoping to come back in this one, of course, but seeing Ohtani hit a home run today, seeing Trout hit 2 last night. It's what you want to see as a fan when you come to the ballpark. And he lands the breaking ball to make it 3-2.
Yep, down and in. Ohtani didn't think so.
And that's ball 4. Well, Colin Ray had a great start today. Never gets old. Presented by Old National Bank. A career high 9 strikeouts for Colin Ray. Fastball was the big pitch for him.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, a lot of very effective the fastball today. A couple of mistakes. The home runs came on breaking balls. He only walked 1. That was the first batter of the game, and you figured at that point he was going to have those control problems, but he did not. He was outstanding today.
2 solo homers and Hunter Renfroe with an infield single. Those are the only hits for the Angels so far. Brewers have just 2 hits. Tellez with a single and Anderson with a double. Obi Milner starting to play catch again as a slew of lefties are making their way towards the lineup. So Ohtani's back with a dive. Two steals for him last night, as we covered. Leads the team with 5. Slider for a strike on Renfroe. A little bit off the trademark there, out to Weimer. Second out of the inning.
Yeah, good pitch right in on his hands, jammed him. Easy out to center. 2 outs, Ohtani at first, and he will run. We saw that last night. So keep an eye on him.
For Cousins, this is the guy he wants to get. Drury with Theis on deck. Left-handed hitting catcher. And Milner getting ready in the bullpen. Chris Davinsky is getting ready For the Angels, the right-hander. Looked like Ohtani was leaning as the slider misses a tad low for ball one. Drury takes a strike right at the knees. Couple of strikeouts for Drury against Colin Ray. 1 out of 11 in this series. Ohtani is picked off. Tellez gives it up to Owen Miller, and then Cousins applies the tag. And Cousins gets out of it.
Bring the Major League Baseball Junior Home Run Derby to your town. You can host a local event and give kids in your community a chance to compete in the 2023 Junior Home Run Derby Final during MLB All-Star Week in Seattle. Sign up for free at jrhrd.com.
This is Chris Bryant. This is Christopher Russo. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Chris Bryant plays hard so he doesn't end up here. High Heat with Christopher Russo, helping players play harder on MLB Network.
I'ma do what? That's on me. But I'll keep it on you. No, you can't shine if you stay low key. That's on me, on me, on me. I'ma do what? That's on me. But I'll keep it on you. No, you can't shine if you stay low key. That's on me, on me, on me. Didn't want that stuff, but that's on me. Built the house, I got the keys. They say you can't shine if you stay low key. That's on me, on me.
Watch games and coverage all day, every day, your way on MLB Network.
Scheduled against the new pitcher, but first let's go back to Friday. Willie Adames in the first inning, 5th home run of the season, 99th of his career. Wisconsin Lottery Powerball home run for Willie.
And it looks like Willie is going to be able to face a right-hander. And you got Davinsky out there on the mound, Chris Davinsky. His contract was picked up yesterday. It'll be a first appearance for him as an Angel. He had 13 big league games last year between Arizona and Philadelphia.
And the first pitch is a strike on Willie Adames. Big curveball from Davinsky. Southern California kid, grew up in Fullerton, now plays in the neighboring town of Anaheim. And that one spiked. That'd be a scud as well. That one almost hit the grass.
Maybe a little bit too fired up out there.
Rolled foul by Willie Adames. Changeup that time from Davinsky. That was a big pitch for him.
A ton of changeups in this series. Not many from right-handers, but the lefties have been a steady diet of changeups.
That's the arsenal from today. He's thrown 3 pitches, each one different, thus 33.3%. Now the ratio will change. 2-2 on Willie Adames.
Now, is that a scud?
No, that was a little better.
Better? Just a little bit in front of home plate?
Yep. A miss. Fouled it away, did Willie.
See, before I use the term, I got to understand what it actually is.
Just think of a really bad miss.
Does it have to be in the dirt?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's an airmail.
Yeah. Okay. You had to think about it, though.
now that we're defining things. Check swing ground ball out to third. And Adames is out. Here's William Contreras. Davinsky hasn't had a lot of big league time over the last few years. He was a mainstay in the Astros bullpen for the better part of 4 seasons.
They just 13 games last year. Arizona and Philadelphia that was not on the postseason roster for Philly.
Was an all-star in 17 for Houston. Contreras committed too much. It's the changeup that really got Davinsky on the map with the Astros. You can understand why. It's got a lot of action.
That's a good pitch. Got some sink to it.
Contreras trying to get on ahead of Brian Anderson. And a sky-high fly to center. Trout barely has to move for it. Just missed it.
He had a good swing at that pitch. Fastball down the middle, up a little bit at 95 miles an hour. Just got under it.
Two outs, nobody on for Anderson. Doubled and then was stranded at third back in the 4th inning. Game that belongs to the bullpens now. Both starters went 5. Suarez first time this season not allowing a run. Held the Brewers to just 2 hits.
Yeah, both starters really good today. They come to the ballpark today. You see these 2 guys on the mound. You figure it's going to be a big offensive day, but not the case. Great job by both of them.
2 solo homers is all. Anderson down to the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Jake Lamb in the 2nd, Ohtani in the 3rd, both with 2 outs. And that pickoff by Jake Cousins to end the 6th inning was rather large too.
Yeah, it was. I mean, you have Drury up, and if Ohtani steals the base, he's in scoring position. Man, the way this seems like it's going today, you don't want to fall too much further behind.
Just 5 hits between the 2 teams. Anderson, strike 3 called. Ooh. Anderson thought it was ball 4. And Clint Vondrack says nope, it was on the call.
Wondering how you stack up? Well, get ready to bring your best stuff to MLB Pitch Hit and Run, the official youth skills competition of Major League Baseball. Sign up for free for a chance to play your way to the 2023 Pitch Hit and Run Finals at the World Series. Visit pitchhitrun.com today.
This is Chris Bryant. This is Christopher Russo. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Chris Bryant plays hard so he doesn't end up here. High Heat with Christopher Russo, helping players play harder on MLB Network.
Wake up to baseball's biggest stories.
Robert Flores wearing tweed.
Wake up to big name guests.
Very special guests hanging out on the crushed red velvet.
This show is tough to get ready for.
And wake up to a whole lot of fun.
Wearing a robe holding a wooden phone.
MLB Central.
It is absolutely hilarious.
The show baseball fans
and baseball players wake up to.
Show's starting to pick up.
I love the energy. I love the unexpected performances.
Weekday mornings on MLB Network.
We'll have a little fun and we'll laugh.
The game winner, it's Shorecrest and Marinette. If they call the Brewers by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, they get 40 tickets to a Friday night game in the Miller Lite Beer Pen. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite. I had to rush that one a bit.
Why?
Pitch was coming.
Pitch timer, everything's a little bit rushed. Drury foul. No, it's a fair ball. Contreras flips to first. 2-3 put out. Brewers catch a break, and here comes Craig Counsell. Hobie Milner loosening, and a left-hander Theis coming up. Craig Counsell is going to go to the bullpen. Cousins does a good job. Gets 4 outs today. And does it in order thanks to a pickoff. Still the top of the 7th inning. A 2-0 Angel lead.
When it's about to go down,
this is the story of the night.
MLB Tonight takes you there.
You will watch it all together live.
He's done it. 62. How about that?
Big moments.
Oh, baby. 3,000 hits.
Big reactions.
Bobby Witt Jr.'s first big league knock.
And big interviews.
What was the first thing going through your mind?
Join TV's best baseball analysts for a big night of baseball. Every night, only on MLB Network's MLB Tonight. Keep up with every team on MLB Network wherever you go. Just download the MLB app, click MLB Network, and sign in with your TV provider info. Then watch MLB Network all day, every day, your way.
Wisconsin is brought to you by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet big. Bet bold. Well, Brewers hoping to put up a 0 here in the top of the 7th inning. 2-0 lead for the Angels, and they'll call on left-hander Hobie Milner out of the bullpen. Only lefty out there for Craig Counsell.
Yeah, great numbers for him. 14th appearance, 2.38 his ERA. Unscored upon in 12 of his 13 appearances this year. Last saw Hobie on Wednesday against the Tigers.
He was worked in every game of that Red Sox series. Monday and Tuesday off against Detroit, and then first appearance, as Rock mentioned, since Wednesday. He's got Theis in his sights, and Theis into left center. Perkins has a bead on it and makes the catch.
Pretty good at bat right there for Theis. Lefty versus lefty. Hit it really well into the gap. Yeah, running catch for Perkins. Hobie Milner has been really, really good. 6 consecutive scoreless appearances for him.
Gio Urshela takes a very wide strike. He went around.
Well, apparently that strikeout for Brian Anderson was actually a called strike 3. We were reading lips, in between innings on the replay. And that pitch looked like it was considerably off the outside corner. And then the umpire went on to say, I think you went too.
Doubled down.
Yeah.
1-2 to Urshela. That's low. Jake Lamb scheduled next, but it's Ward in the on-deck area for the Angels. 2-2. Milner hoping to take care of Urshela and be done with it. Four out of 8 in the series for Urshela. Full boat. Off day tomorrow for the Brewers to get themselves to Denver for their 3-game series with the Rockies. Urshela down the right field line, foul. Twizzlers and a souvenir. It's a good day at the ballpark. And ice cream in a helmet. I mean, that's living life.
Yeah, what's better than that?
A base hit by Urshela. 5th hit of the series. That went off his fist. Everything has gone to that side of the field too. Get a pinch hitter. It'll be Taylor Ward and Chris Hook out to chat with Hobie Milner. Go over the scouting report. Lamb, one of the 2 solo homers for the Angels today. Ohtani's got the other.
Yeah, Ward started the first 2 games of this series hitless.
Double barrel action for the Brewers with Peguero on the left, Pyops on the right. Willie Adames and Scott Berry have been locked in a conversation for the better part of the first 7 innings of this game out there.
I really do like you umpires. I mean, they'll take what I did yesterday to heart.
I think Willie's just looking for somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
It's one of the best parts of the day when you go down to the clubhouse. You see Willie Adames on the field or in the clubhouse. Anytime you just see him, he smiles. It just makes your day better.
He comes up to you, shakes your hand, says how you're doing. Have you seen Willie's locker in the clubhouse? All the shoes?
It is well adorned with footwear.
My goodness. It is 3 deep.
You could wear a different pair of shoes every day of the month. Going team yellow today.
Those are sweet.
Close. You see Clint Vondrak staring down at William Contreras too there. Held it there an extra beat.
Yep. Thought he might be able to get the call.
Runner goes. 3-2 is high. So with 2 outs, a single and a walk, and it's Luis Rengifo. Flip around and hit from the right side of the plate. Over 2 today for Rengifo. And ball 1.
Something you don't see from Milner all that often is control issues. He throws a lot of strikes.
Came in with 1 out, nobody on base. Now Rengifo. Even in the count, a ball and a strike. Line drive left field. Perkins coming on, fields it on a bounce. And coming in to score is Urshela. 2-out run for the Angels.
Yeah, that one hurts. 2 outs, nobody on. Hit, walk, hit. And that extends the lead for the Angels. Pretty good piece of hitting by Rengifo, going down to get it. And dumping in front of Perkins in left. A rarity. Hobie Milner giving up runs. Not a bad pitch. Down and away. He hooks it into left. And extends the lead.
Great counsel out. He's going to go take the ball from Hobie Milner. And it'll be Payamps who gets the call. Third pitcher of the inning for the Brewers. Zach Neto coming up. Still 2 on for Los Angeles.
This is Chris Bryant. This is Christopher Russo. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Chris Bryant plays hard so he doesn't end up here. High Heat with Christopher Russo, helping players play harder on MLB Network. Imagine an entire channel dedicated to taking you to the most exciting moments in baseball as they happen.
And it's gone!
With live look-ins to clutch at bats.
A walk-off flare!
And players on the edge of making history.
This could be it! 62!
It's the best seat in the house at every ballpark. All commercial-free.
Can you believe it?
MLB Network Strike Zone. Wednesdays and Fridays, all season long.
Angels fans in the crowd happen to be here up 3-0. Brewers have to go to their third reliever of the inning. It's Yoel Payamps.
Yeah, his numbers have been very good. 12th appearance for him, earned run average at 3. Payamps saw the Angels on Friday. He had a 3-up, 3-down inning. Actually a scoreless inning. Did give up a hit in that 7th inning. He's 1 out.
Gets Zach Neto, the top of the order. You mess around with him, and then Trout and Ohtani to follow. Good speed on the bases for the Angels. First one low on Neto. A walk, a strikeout, and a ground out for the Angel leadoff man. Drafted last year. Quick riser in the system. Neto fouls it back. Nodding his head.
Can't believe he missed it right down the middle. We've seen a lot of that today.
There's a strike. Heavy fastball there from Payamps. And now Neto calls time. Brewers in the bottom of the 7th will have Tellez, Voit, and Miller scheduled. Chase Silseth set to pitch for Los Angeles. 1-2, and that skips in the dirt. A good stab by Contreras.
Wow, backhand pick. Very athletic back there behind home plate. Look how far outside that pitch is, and he made it look easy.
Popped him up. Contreras, and now Brasso calls for it, makes the catch in fair territory, and the inning is over. Angels get a run in the top of the 7th inning. Brewers will try and answer here in the bottom half. We'll step aside, but before we do, God bless America on this Sunday.
America, led by Bob Kozlowski from Brewers Guest Services.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
I'ma do what? That's on me. I'm a young boy, but I'll keep it OG. No, you can't shine if you stay low key. That's on me.
Watch games and coverage all day, every day, your way on MLB Network.
I'ma do what? That's on me. I'm a young boy, but I'll keep it OG. No, you can't shine if you stay low key. That's on me, on me, on me. I'ma do what? That's on me. I'm a young boy, but I'll keep it OG. No, you can't shine if you stay low key. That's on me, on me, on me. Didn't want that side, but that's on me. Built the house, I got the keys. They say you can't shine if you stay low key. That's on me, on me.
Watch games and coverage all day, every day, your way on MLB Network.
Said Colin Ray, a good start, save for just 2 pitches today. Career high 9 strikeouts in his 5 innings of work, allowed 2 solo homers. One to that man, Shohei Ohtani, scraped the roof here at American Family Field, his 7th home run of the season. It's a 3-0 Angels lead. The Brewers send Rowdy Tellez to the plate against the new arm for Los Angeles, Chase Silseth.
Yeah, they brought him up on Wednesday through 2 scoreless innings that night. First game of the year for the Angels and his first career relief appearance.
On the ground foul past Quentin Berry. Take a look at our Wisconsin Lottery Powerball home run leaderboard. Rowdy Tellez at the top with those 8 homers. He's got 3 on this homestand. And an 0-2 hole against Silseth. 7 starts a year ago for the Angels. Brewers looking for something. Just 2 hits all afternoon against this Angels pitching staff as Tyson Miller starts to heat up for the Brewers.
And both of their hits were leadoff base hits in the 2nd and 4th. Not able to score them. Best opportunity for the Brewers has been the 4th inning leadoff double by Anderson, and not able to plate that run. Angels have pitched well today.
Tellez on the ground right side. Rengifo just moved in from left field, makes the play, the first out. Voigt now. For his first hit of the series, 0-for-10, and his at bat in the fourth was kind of the big one of the game. Runner at third, less than 2 outs, and took a called third strike. Voigt waves through that breaking ball. And a quick 0-2 on Voigt. When you're going bad, it feels like every time you come to the plate, it's 0-2.
It seems like you're 0-2 when you're in the on-deck circle. Right. Pitchers seem to make their best pitches against you.
Up and in. It's the cutter there from Silseth. From 0-2 to 3-2. Voigt working the count. Got to get some base runners.
A lot of breaking balls from this guy. Slider, slider, slider.
And time called by Voigt. He had one left. He stepped out of the batter's box a couple of pitches ago, but never called time. And he draws a walk. 97, but a miss first base runner since the fourth inning for the Brewers.
Yeah, first fastball that he threw to Voigt in that at bat, and he missed badly.
One of the three left-handers, veteran Matt Moore, tossing for the Angels. And Jesse Winker is available on the Brewers bench. Moore, should say Miller, fouls one away.
Yeah, Terang, Yelich, Winker, Caratini all available.
Two on Owen Miller.
Terang's got to be thinking he's in the middle of an all-star break. It's been a while for him. Of course, he's come into a game, but has not started any of the 3 games against the Angels.
Miller fights it off. Craig Counsell said going into this series with 3 left-handed starters, it's a good time to hit if you're a right-handed hitter.
Right. Yeah, got to get him at bats. Keep him fresh.
To third. They get 1 and 2. Well, the Brewers, time after time today, anything gets started, quickly squelched by this Angels pitching staff.
Create amazing work with Fiverr. All you need is your team and a talented freelancer who will lend a hand and seamlessly join your team from just about anywhere. Expand your team with a Fiverr freelancer.
Sure, you'll teach her how to drive a car. Then use Greenlight to power her independence with crash detection with 911 dispatch, family location sharing, and emergency SOS alerts. Invest in your best investment with Greenlight.
We love going to games, but good seats get pricey. So we use Game Time. Game Time checks ticket prices in real time and finds you all the best last-minute deals. We got our seats 20 minutes ago for 60% off. Last-minute tickets at the best price in seconds. Download Game Time now.
Our Verizon projected starter for Tuesday, Colorado, Freddie Peralta made one start at Coors Field. Memorable big league debut back in 2018 on Mother's Day. 13 strikeouts. Baby-faced Freddie Peralta. The day that day. Check out the rest of the starting rotation for that series. Eric Lauer scheduled for game 2, then Wade Miley. Brewers will only see one left-hander in that series, Kyle Freeland.
Remember that start from Freddie Peralta? What did he throw? About 2 non-fastballs in that appearance. I mean, the fastball was electric that particular day. Much different these days. Yeah, more of an all-around pitcher is Freddie Peralta.
Freddie gave up just one hit, and it was on a changeup as Trout leads off against Tyson Miller, making his Brewers debut.
Yeah, got picked up on Wednesday from AAA. Good numbers down in the minor league. 7 games, 142. His earned run average. Has big league time.
Swing and a miss. He's got that odd arm angle to where he gets a ton of spin rate on his fastball. Makes it look like it's coming in a lot faster than the 89-91.
If you're not throwing in the mid-90s, mid to upper 90s, you got to have something in that delivery or some kind of movement to keep hitters off that fastball.
.92 that time from Tyson Miller.
Slings it. Hides the ball pretty well, looks like.
Swing and a miss. Tyson Miller strikes out Mike Trout. Third punch out for Trout this afternoon.
Got him on the slider. You don't see Mike Trout swinging pitches like this very often. Way off the outside corner.
Trout at 0 for 4 today, and now Shohei Ohtani homered back in the 3rd, walked in the 6th. Ground ball to second base. Miller handles it and throws out Ohtani. 2 quick outs for Tyson Miller. Miller to Miller combo plate their first time in Brewers franchise history. They've had 2 Millers on the team at the same time. I had to throw it out there because Dom researched it for about a minute and a half.
Well, ever since he got called up.
Yes.
Wednesday. Just couldn't wait to get that one in, could you?
Wow. I'm doing it for Dom more than anything. You know, if you're going to work hard to find something meaningful and find a stat like that, do the work for it, might as well get it paid off.
You got to reward him.
He makes us sound so smart anyway. Thanks, Dom. One to Hunter Renfroe outside.
Yeah, I do appreciate you handing, every now and again one of those pieces of paper with an interesting stat on it over to me. It's nice of you.
Of course.
1 out of what, 10?
That is incorrect. I think my ratio is very high. Foul back. Can never. I can't speak for your other partner when you work with him, but I think my passing is very high.
Oh, that's a brick wall between me and him. And that is.
2-2 on Renfroe. A little low. 3 balls, 2 strikes. In and out of the glove of Contreras. Slider's got a lot of movement side to side.
Yeah, really late. Sharp break, big break is for as late as it is. Arm angle helps in that. Kind of that 3/4 delivery, slings it, making it tough on right-handers.
3-2 again. And a fly ball to center. Weimer onto the track. Got it. Top of the 8th inning complete. 3 up, 3 down through the beef there for Tyson Miller. See if the bottom of the order can get it going for the Crew.
With ButcherBox, you never have to worry about what's for dinner. We deliver grass-fed beef, organic free-range chicken, humanely raised pork, wild-caught seafood, and so much more. Get high-quality meat sourced from trusted partners with free shipping always. So you can always be prepared and enjoy the important things. Sign up today for free chicken thighs in every box for a year.
Welcome to the Aura Sleep Lab. You need a bit more deep sleep. Getting enough high-quality sleep increases immunity. Why? Because sleep helps fend off sickness. A good night's sleep boosts your number of infection-fighting antibodies and cells. And with your Aura Ring, you can learn how to sleep deep and keep your immunity up. It's like having a sleep lab on your finger. Go to sleep with auraring.com.
Bottom of the 8th, down 3-0. Just 2 hits were at the Gerber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports. That's getting set for Brewers Live postgame presented by Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin. Very quiet at home plate for Milwaukee.
Right now, they need a little bit more fizz in their cola. They're running out of time, but luckily for them, this Angels bullpen is one of the worst in baseball statistically. They've had a lot of blown saves. Hopefully that continues here. They're running out of time.
All right, we're going to hear from Craig Counsell after the game. And then after our coverage, you can go to the Valley Sports Wisconsin social media pages for Brewers Final Pitch presented by West Bend, the Silver Lining. Get you set for that road trip starting Tuesday in Colorado, Jeff.
Thank you so much, Craig. Tim Dillard will be on that trip alongside as Joey Weimer leads it off against Matt Moore, veteran left-hander.
He had a terrific season a year ago for Matt Moore. He was outstanding. And last year, that was for Texas. And Tim was mentioning the blown saves for the Angels. They've had 7 this year.
Moore's only given up 2 runs in 13 1/3 innings this year, and Weimer foul. A lot of changeups from Matt Moore. He used to be a big high velocity fastball guy, big curveball when he was a starter with Tampa Bay early on in his career.
Hey, last outing back on the 27th a few days ago against Oakland. Scoreless inning.
Weimer, that's a fair ball. It's off the sidewall. Weimer heading for second. It's a leadoff double. Second time for the Brewers they've had the leadoff man at second base.
And third time they've had their leadoff hitter aboard. Let's see if the Brewers can get something going here. Fastball right down the middle, and Joey Weimer centers on it. Gets it inside the left field line, and there's a good start to the 8th.
There he is for Blake Perkins, who's hitting in the 9th spot today. And bringing in one of the lefties, kind of neutralizes Craig Counsell's bench. Perkins takes strike 1. All lefties and a switch hitter on that bench for Counts. Good save by Theis. Big insurance run for Los Angeles in the 7th inning. 2-out RBI single by Rengifo. Lays off the changeup. It's 2-1. Broken back ground ball. Weimer, bad running decision there. He's caught in a rundown. Tagged out by Rengifo.
They can't do that. That ball clearly in front of him. Easy play for Neto, and they get the out at second base. Bad base running by Joey. He's a little bit over anxious. Anything in front of you with second, you don't go. I mean, that's a no-brainer. Angels execute the rundown very well, and they get the out.
Check out his hand, and Rengifo cleats him.
And then slides the cleat right across the top of his hand. Nice.
Draws a little blood. Here's Brasso, and he takes strike one. Get cleaned up by Dave Yeager. Pretty good gash. Brasso fouls it away. You got to have at least one more base runner here to bring the tying run to the plate.
And the guys coming up that you want to have up in situations like this, top of the order.
And baseball sent out to Matt Moore. And a swing and a miss. High changeup and out number 2.
Not exactly where we want to leave changeup, but it worked out for him. Up right at the top of the strike zone, or maybe a little further than that.
Brings up Adames. 0 for 2 with a walk today for Willie. Trying to solve the Matt Moore puzzle. Fly ball to center. Trout with room. We head to the 9th. Angels blanking the Brewers 3-0.
Imagine an entire channel dedicated to taking you to the most exciting moments in baseball as they happen.
And it's gone!
With live look-ins to clutch at bats.
A walk-off flare!
And players on the edge of making history.
This could be it! 62!
It's the best seat in the house at every ballpark. All commercial-free.
Can you believe it?
MLB Network Strike Zone. Wednesdays and Fridays, all season long.
Wondering how you stack up? Well, get ready to bring your best stuff to MLB Pitch, Hit, and Run. The official youth skills competition of Major League Baseball. Sign up for free for a chance to play your way to the 2023 Pitch, Hit, and Run Finals at the World Series. Visit pitchhitrun.com today.
And the Brewers trying to come back in this one. The series finale, they trail 3-0 as we head to the 9th. There's a look at Gus Varland sitting in the Brewers bullpen. He just returned from his minor league rehab assignment with the Timber Rattlers in Appleton. pitched an inning and 2/3 yesterday, didn't give up a run, went 18 pitches, and that one, that was his second appearance with the Timber Rattlers. And guys, how's this for bad luck for Gus Varland? First batter, second pitch into his first appearance, took another line drive off of that throwing hand, which is the injury that he's been rehabbing. He said fortunately he went right off the padding of the glove, so didn't bruise too bad. No harm, no foul there for Gus Varland, but he's going to continue the rehab assignment in AAA with the Nashville Sounds. And he said really it's just to kind of continue to get innings under his belt, continue to refine the stuff. He hasn't necessarily felt great about how this stuff is coming out of the hand, though he does feel healthy. So he'll continue pitching, and good news for him, he's going to be doing it in his hometown, St. Paul, Minnesota, so he'll get to see his younger brother Louie, who's in the Twins organization. So that'll be a fun week for him, but Gus overall feeling pretty well. He'll continue rehabbing with Nashville.
Little family reunion. Thank you so much, Sophia.
What are the odds of that? Getting hit same spot pretty much, right?
After you get hit the first time, you got to believe every time that there's a ball that hits back to you, there's going to be a reaction.
Yeah.
And then to have
start flinching, and then you get your delivery affected by that, and that's the danger.
Coming right back and take another liner off of that same hand. Good to hear that Gus is doing better. Be back in the big leagues before we know it. Well, Matt Theis 0 for 3 today, couple of strikeouts and a fly out to left. Tyson Miller in his second inning of work. Theis sky high pop up. Adames takes care of it for the second out. Angels getting former Rocky Carlos Estevez. He's their stopper now. Working with at least a 3-run advantage. Urshela, ground ball sharply hit. Adames on one hop, has it, fires to first in time. 6-pitch inning for Tyson Miller. See what the Brewers can do. Contreras, Anderson, Tellez scheduled in the 9th.
Imagine an entire channel dedicated to taking you to the most exciting moments in baseball as they happen.
It's gone!
With live look-ins to clutch at-bats.
A walk-off slam!
And players on the edge of making history.
This could be it! 62!
It's the best seat in the house at every ballpark. All commercial-free.
Can you believe it?
MLB Network Strike Zone. Wednesdays and Fridays, all season long.
2023, welcome to the show.
This is the game we all want to see.
Batting averages are up this year.
Pitch clock has really made a difference.
And so are runs.
He scores. What a stolen base.
With the shift, you never saw these plays.
Guys seem more ready. Athleticism is back in baseball.
The pace, the action.
So much quicker, so much crisper.
And this game is over.
It's the best game in the world. Now it's even better.
I want it now, I gotta rise up. 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 I want it now, I gotta rise up.
Well, last chance for the Brewers, down 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. They'll have 3, 4, and 5 scheduled, starting with William Contreras against the stopper for the Angels. It's right-hander Carlos Estevez.
Yeah, he's been pretty good, a 142 earned run average. You mentioned that the Angels have 7 blown saves. Unfortunately, he does not have one. 5 for 5 so far. He made 62 appearances for the Rockies last year, a 140 earned run average a year ago. Picked up save number 5 on Thursday against the A's.
Signed a 2-year deal to come to Anaheim after spending the entirety of his big league career in Colorado. Playing at sea level, a little different story for Estevez and his stuff. Pitch to Contreras, a high, strike one. Strike two with a slider.
We've seen a lot of off-speed stuff, a lot of breaking balls, change-ups today against this Brewers offense. And it's been very effective.
Brewers with the comeback kids last year need at least 3 to tie in the 9th. 2-2 now on Contreras. Remember, the Brewers have 4 left-handed hitters potentially on their bench available.
Yeah, you won't see one until you get past Rowdy.
Contreras swings and misses 97 up around his shoulders.
Only fastball that he saw in that sequence, way up out of the strike zone, up by the letters.
Brian Anderson a double, sandwiched between a couple of strikeouts. And he pops this one up and into the seats. A couple of different times today the Brewers had the leadoff man on base, the 2nd, the 4th, and the 8th, and only once did they advance past second. One runner to third base this entire game. That was Anderson in the 4th.
And you might sit there and say, what's the matter with the Brewers offense? You got to tip your hat to this Angels pitching staff today. I mean, they were really good. I mean, using the off-speed stuff, the change-ups in particular, to their benefit. Brewers just couldn't figure that pitch out this series.
Suarez, who had an ERA over 10 coming into the game, went 5 scoreless, struck out 6, and his changeup was on another level. So was his slider. Colin Ray, to his credit, went toe-to-toe, just made 2 mistakes that left the ballpark.
Yep, 2 breaking pitches. His fastball was really good today.
Anderson swings and misses at that fastball. All 3 Angels runs scoring with 2 outs today against the Brewers. 2 for 4 with runners in scoring position all told for Los Angeles, as Rowdy Tellez, the last hope for Milwaukee. 1 out of 3 today, singled in the 2nd inning. And Tellez fouls the first one back. .98 that time from Estevez. Phil Nevin and the Angels continue their road trip in St. Louis. Brewers day off tomorrow and then head to Denver and San Francisco for the week. Popped him up. Neto is there, makes the catch, and the Angels avoid being swept for the first time this season. They blank the Brewers by a final of 3-0 this afternoon.
Yeah, awfully hard to sweep major league teams, particularly the Angels, with the way their offense has been so far this year. Yeah, good job by Colin Ray. Pitching staff for the Angels a little bit better.
Career high 9 strikeouts for Colin Ray today, but Shohei Ohtani homers. Mike Trout homered twice last night. Got everything you needed in a very fun homestand. Bill Schroeder and Sophia Minner and our entire crew, I'm Jeff Levering saying so long. Rock, enjoy your assignment over the next week.
Yeah, good luck out west, buddy.
Do our best. Brewers Live is coming your way next.